Hey folks, Sandy Ridge Music here with another multi-effects pedal demo. So today we are doing the Mooer, I think I'm saying that right, let's go with that, Mooer PE100, okay? Now this is not a very large pedal by any stretch of the imagination, or multi-effects unit I should say, okay? But there's a fair bit on tap here. So I'm gonna run through the features real quick. It's powered either by battery to AAA or a 9-volt plug right here. Okay, so let's start up top here. Okay, so pretty simple. Guitar lead goes in here, then output goes out. You can put it out to a PA system, an audio interface, your choice, cab even, no problem. Auxiliary in, so you can connect a device to it, and then headphones. Now, on the front here, okay, whole bunch of different buttons, right? So, mode, there's a couple different modes that this thing has. You can enable it to kind of make some edits to some of the presets, that sort of thing. Or you can like select the presets, all right? Then this just kind of cycles through them, right? The value button. There's a built-in tuner. A little bit more on that in a bit. And you can actually assign, you'll notice there's 4 buttons right here. Okay, you can assign a preset, okay, or well, any sound you make, you can assign it to one of these touch buttons. And all of these are activated simply by touch. It's not on right now, otherwise but yeah, you tap it and it's good to go. So, now the reason I did this is a couple weeks ago, I did a video on the Zoom 505, and that turned out to be pretty popular. It's one of the more popular videos on my channel. And that was actually like a multi-effects unit from the 90s. And like, it was a lot of fun. It's a great little unit. And like a lot of people were commenting like, oh yeah, I had that one. I still have it. And a few people asked me like, what do I think is the modern equivalent? Now Zoom is still around. There are Zoom multi-effects units, but I saw this one on special on Amazon, so I figured I'd grab it, okay? So obviously it's not like a direct comparison or anything, but also keep in mind like the last one, like it was 25, 30 years old. So you could look at this like this is a somewhat comparable. This is something that a beginner would get to learn about effects, different sounds. Like it even comes with like built-in drum loops and stuff. So that's pretty handy too. Anyway, I did a bunch of sound demos with a couple different guitars. Those are coming up in a second. And then once I finish that up, I'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts on the Mooer PE100. Here we go. Well, that sounded pretty good. So let's talk about the positive things with this. So there are two negatives that I found while I was messing around with this thing. But yeah, let's get the positive out of the way first. First off, the quality of the sound. Pretty impressive, actually. This thing is like $100, okay, nowadays, which again is probably comparable to the Zoom like I was talking about before. And they sound really good. And for $100, you get 99 different presets, which again is pretty impressive, along with the built-in drum loops and everything like that. So sound-wise and feature-wise, overall, I'm pretty impressed. And you know, assigning the different sounds to these push buttons, it's pretty easy, okay? The only downside that I found with this, okay, was the the tuner. Tuner's not great. It wasn't picking up. It was having trouble tracking my guitar. But at the end of the day, that's really not, for me anyway, a deal breaker. I mean, like, there's great tuner apps you can get for free on your phone nowadays. Or, you know, if you buy a tuner pedal, which I do suggest that everybody eventually get, okay? The only other thing I will say is, for what this is, it's really good. This is a practice tool. This is great for in-home use, in a studio. Okay, you can have a lot of fun with this, learn about different effects. That said, if you are looking at this, maybe thinking, oh, I can maybe use it live. Like, technically, yes, like, I guess you can. I mean, it's got the various push buttons. They're not push buttons, they're touch buttons. There's a lot better options out there. But I don't think that's what this is meant for. This is meant for to be a tool that you have at home that you can use. And just like to give you an idea, it's very small. That's kind of handy. Like, this is a standard can of soda. It's roughly the same size, right? Okay. So that gives you an idea. Also, like, yeah, I wouldn't be using this for live applications, but for in-home, messing around with some sounds, and like just for some studio stuff. I plugged it into my computer, into my audio interface, did a little bit of recording, sounded good. Anyway, that is the Mooer PE100. Solid little device. Don't think you'd be disappointed, especially for the cost. Yeah. Anyway, this is Sandy Ridge Music. Something just to kind of mention, maybe keep an eye on the channel. So go ahead and please subscribe to the channel, the button right in the corner. I hope you've enjoyed. The channel will be going through some changes in the next few weeks, so please keep an eye out for that. But please like and subscribe. I've got a ton of stuff on I got a ton of stuff on the go here. I got a lot of stuff that I'm going to be demoing on the channel that I think you'll really like. A lot of it I'm really excited about. So this is Sandy Ridge Music, where tone and tech collide. I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.